maybe I should turn the mic on and then you'll hear me. Anyway, Z Nation or any newcomers sliding through. Um, I am wired on coffee. Okay, so this video is probably going to immediately get blocked because that's how summary or loose record companies are. But you know, it's a reaction, so I'm going to pause frequently because I have to. If you don't like it, well, I'm afraid that's too bad. Anyway, let's get into this video because Poppy has become one of my favorite reactors. And you know what's funny is I actually never even knew about her. The first time I ever found out about her was actually, no shit, from Matt Pat. That's right, Game Theory. That's how I found out about her. When he made that video about her. And ever since, I was like, wow, her music's actually not bad. It's really weird and bizarre and conspiratorial, and I love it. Anyway, let's get into this. 私はあなたに同意しません。私はあなたに同意しません。私はあなたに同意しません。I disagree. Everything you believe is a tragedy. I disagree with the way you keep preaching insanity. I disagree with all of the reasons you're mad at me. I disagree. Everything in your life is a tragedy. Down, let it all burn down, burn it to the ground. We'll be safe and sound when it all burns down. Let it all burn down, burn it to the ground. We'll be safe and sound when it all burns down. I disagree with the way you continue to pressure me. Now, listen, I know she's part of a record company, Samir, I think. Um, but this is supposed to be like against record companies and stuff. So I like the theatrics. I mean, I know she's part of a record company, but here's the thing. I'm not against record companies, just like I'm not against independent artists. Both, I mean, a record company is run by either good people who actually like their artists and don't treat them like a piece of, like a toy, or don't treat them like a cash cow. And usually, people stay with those record companies for a long period of time. And then you have other record companies like Michael Jackson's who don't treat them very well, and they're locked in a contract for like their whole life. It all depends on who's running the record company because, like, say, Epitaph, I totally said that wrong. The one that Falling in Reverse and Royal Lynn are signed to. In fact, a lot of their music videos are on their YouTube page. That's a record company. But they have specific deals with the record company, whereas I guess you could say maybe similar to Taylor Swift, where it's like a 50-50 deal. They actually can decide to say no to things. They can't just make them do shit. So hers isn't like that I know of, but I mean, she has been switched to a different handler, so a lot of the songs she makes are different now. She does like screamo and stuff now, which is, she didn't do that before. She did a lot of this Illuminati conspiratorial stuff. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I disagree with the way you are failing to pleasure me. I disagree, everything is going how it's meant to be. I disagree with the way you continue to pressure me. Down, let it all burn down, burn it to the ground. We'll be safe and sound
sound when it all burns down. If only all of you could see the world I see, and maybe everyone could live in harmony.
Well, that's definitely the thumbnail because she looks phenomenal in that outfit. Anyway, listen, I was gonna say something and I forgot. I was distracted.
Burn down, burn it to the ground. We'll be safe and sound when it all burns down. Let it all burn down, burn it to the ground. We'll be safe and sound when it all burns down.
Look, all I'm saying is this video is probably immediately going to get blocked, but I'm going to appeal it uh, as a reaction because it is. And I've been, well, wanting to do reactions. Actually, some of her music is what inspired me to do reactions because when I first found out about her, reaction videos started popping up. So I know just not a whole lot of people do reactions to her for some reason. I don't know why, but she's got a lot of good stuff. She's got a lot of very strange stuff, and I like strange. That's who doesn't like strange. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Anyway,